We're Texas CASA, and we're working with visionary thinkers to explore issues in the foster care system that need fixing and propose solutions. This is The Fix.
I'm passionate about working in the child welfare system because there is so much room for improvement. One of those things that I think we can improve is highlighting the voice of those who are impacted by the system, especially the voice of the parents. In my court, I've had opportunity to work with parents in cases in which we've been able to stop, pause, and think about a better way to serve the family and highlight the voice of the parents. I recall a mother working really hard for her 3 children, older children all the way to infant, but there was family violence involved in her situation. While we were going through all the services that she needed to do, making sure she understood the concerns of the state agency and all the child advocates, I saw she was feeling overwhelmed. She looked a bit startled, and I stopped to ask, "How are you? Are you okay with all of these services being ordered and asked of you?" She told me it was a lot. She said since her partner was no longer in the home, she was the primary person responsible for all her children, as well as getting a job, which she didn't have before, and trying to maintain that while taking care of everything else that was being asked and ordered of her. So I thought that perhaps we should ask her what's actually going to be helpful. Because in this situation, what everybody really wanted to see is that she could keep her kids at home in a preservation case, that she would have all the tools she needed so that she can keep her family safe, and that she could have the resources and access to supports so that her family can thrive in the community. But instead of trying to tell her what she needed to do, I stopped and asked. I said, if there is something I can provide to you that will actually help you and your family in this situation, what would that be? And she said, honestly, it's childcare. I have an infant, I have a full-time job now, and I have older kids who go to school. I need help with my child, making sure that they're safe and taken care of while I'm working and taking care of all of my children's needs. I'm on a wait list right now, and they tell me it's going to be months before I'm able to qualify and have a spot for my child in that childcare provider. So I said, okay, it's childcare. She has older children. She's parented before. I didn't think the parenting classes were as important. She had a home, so she had housing resources, but to keep that home and to keep on a path of support and being able to take care of her family, she needed that job and she needed someone to take care of her baby. In that case, I said, at this time, I'm just going to order the state to pay for your childcare. I want you to keep doing what you're doing, Mama. Keep taking care of your kids. Hang on to that job, and let's see where we're at in a couple of months, if you've come up on that wait list, and if everything else has been okay, and you've been able to keep your family safe with the tools that you need. So the state looked at me a bit confused and said, well, what are we supposed to do, Judge, if all you're ordering is for us to pay for childcare? And I just told them, be a support, be a social worker. We've listened to this mother about what she actually needs, and she's got these other things down. So let's support her. Let's pay for this childcare until she gets it on her own, and let's see what happens. So we did that, and the state paid for her childcare for a couple of months. We came back to court, and I asked how things were going. And she said, Judge, it made the difference. I was able to make money, to keep my job, to do well at my job. So things are going really well there. I know my baby is safe and at a daycare that is really wonderful. And my older kids have everything they need to. She said, I'm actually up on the list now, and I qualify for a daycare all on my own, and I don't really need the state to pay for it anymore, and I don't know what else can be done. And I said, okay, well, from the state, are we concerned about this, Mom? Everyone agreed, including the child advocates. Those kids were safe at home with Mom. She needed that childcare. She didn't have to rely on somebody who used violence in their relationship. She was able to take care of her family and keep them safe. Nobody had concerns. So I dismissed her case. And she told me, by the way, Judge, because this happened and I had the ability with childcare, kept my job and my kids, I took that parenting class anyways. She said it was really great. I knew a lot of that stuff, but it's always great to get a refresher, especially now that I have a new baby. I was grateful that we took the time to listen to this mom, provided her what she actually needed, because we took the opportunity to listen and highlight the parent voice in the case. And that's the fix.